Hello, everybody. Let's go post a link on the website. The website is jollyrogerukulele.com. You should go there to pick up your sheet music and to join our community of ukulele instrumentalists. I'm going to go post a link there as well and tweet what we're about to do. Today, we are playing an arrangement of, what are we doing today? We are playing clink. There we go. We will be playing Come Josephine and My Flying Machine and If You Knew Susie. That's what we are playing. Link. Enter. Edit. Settings. Open a new window. Update. And here, let me go grab our Twitter. Timpan Alley. Today we are playing If You Knew Susie, and what did I say the other one was? If You Knew Susie and Come Josephine. Come Josephine in my flying machine. Come Josephine in my flying machine. That's a great love song, by the way. jollyrogerukulele.com and clink ukulele. Love in the alley. Tweet. All right, we have tweeted. Let's go here. Need to fix this one thing. Ukulele, harmonica, guitar, ukulele, new folder, guitar, clink, and ukulele, clink. All right, everything's all cleaned up there. Get out of Twitter. And I'll double check that this, whoops. Let's make sure this page is working correctly. Okay, close that window. Oh, computer life, huh? Scroll down, Tuesday, February 9th. Opens up to where it's supposed to. Very good. Grab your Arpeggio Preps today. We're going to play that again today. I think those 5 keys are the keys to success in ukulele, maybe. And then we'll play Come Josephine and My Flying Machine and If You Knew Susie. Tomorrow, we'll see how much I can get done tonight. I have a night of cleaning up sheet music. Should be able to get, looks like I'm supposed to get you 4 tonight. That probably won't happen, but I can get you 3 for sure. And so we'll see. Always, big plans, mostly executed. That's what I do. Big plans, mostly executed. Let's see, who's here today? Linda in from British Columbia. Lots of sunshine up there. She's been, you deserve it, Linda. Elizabeth in from Northern Colorado. She says the sound is good. Glinda in from locally here in Denver. Happy Tuesday to you. Vicky in from Bozeman. Really sunny and 3 degrees in Bozeman. So bright with the snow all over. Yeah, there is something kind of cool about a bright sunny day when the snow's on the ground, right? You walk out and you're like that. I don't know. It makes you feel like hopeful. Let's see. Pauline is in from the Bay Area. Pauline has been spending a little bit too much time with me. I think she's ready to. She's probably ready to be like, I can't listen to that guy anymore. Evelyn is same with Evelyn down in Cuenca. There, just a lot of music going on in your lives. It's exciting. Amy's here from Denver. Janice is in from Australia. Good to see you, Janice. Partly cloudy morning in Sydney. Um, but remember, she's in summertime, guys. So her bad days are better than our good days, probably. Nancy's in. Nancy, Florida's back up into the 80s where it's supposed to be. It probably feels pretty good. Marianne in from Michigan. Cold up in Michigan. Vic, sound is good. Everything's good in Eugene, Oregon. Beautiful. Kay, hey Kay, you've been coming around a lot. Good to see you, bud. Arlo is in. All right, let's run through one time 108. All right, we'll have a few people showing up. But let's get through our arpeggio real quick. Let's play that page, baritone, and let's grab baritone first, please. Let's grab the baritone since that's what I got in front of me. The Arpeggiator Prep in baritone. The nice thing about this page is that it's going to keep your fingers limbered up, introduce you to every important chord in 5 different keys. And so 1, 2, 3, in 5 different keys. And so what's nice about this, those of you guys that are thinking, you know what, I'm going to sing about how beautiful my day is, you can just pick your chords and you're off and running. If I picked, let's write a song in A. We're having a very beautiful day today, and everybody's in a good mood. Yes, they're in a good mood. You can write a song. Here we go. From the top, Ronnie, welcome in from New Mexico. Sunny and 67 down there. Diane says sunny and chilly. It is here chilly here in Denver. Linda says, I'm here. Both shots are in her. Ready to figure out how to go to Bay. Linda's like, all right, got both shots. Party. She's gonna drive past the frat house tonight. Woo! Hey, Sandy. Above zero, made it above zero. That's exciting. She's up in Michigan, upper Michigan, cold up there. All right. So if any of you see anybody tearing the news up tonight, it's going to be Linda out there partying. Everybody I've heard that's got the second shot, not everybody, a lot of people I've heard got the second shot, they don't feel so great after that second shot. They're like, I don't feel so good. It goes away after a little bit. Baritone, arpeggios, ukulele players, you're on chords. Baritone players, you're playing with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't do the repeats, by the way. Next stave, D, key of D. Key of A. That's the tough one, and then 25. Go. Isn't that good? So again, the idea is as you're preparing Arpeggio Prep, you would prepare somebody to play arpeggios using that document there. And so those of you guys that are ending up, helping other people get started in ukulele, you can use that piece of paper there to get them started with the arpeggios. One of the criticisms I've gotten from the jumping ukulele arpeggiator, which isn't untrue, is that it's too hard. And so this allows people, the key of C ones are not too bad, but after that they get pretty nasty for the next 29, and on purpose, right? I was getting to be a better player, so I made them harder for myself. This piece of paper should get them started correctly, get those first jitters out, and then you can take them through the rest of the book that way. Let's see, who else wandered in here? Kari. Oh, hey, Kari, good to see you. And Barbara, good afternoon, Barbara. Barbara, I got your email, and I do want to talk about it, actually. So I will talk to everybody in just a second about it. From the top, ukulele version of the Arpeggio Prep. Baritone players, you're on chords. Ukulele players, you're playing the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And to finish up, go. There we go. Beautiful way to start your day. I'd say that and the Make a Better Bar worksheet will put you well on the road to mastering ukulele. And so don't be shy about using those as your warm-ups there each day when you sit down to practice. As we've talked about before, you guys are operating at the highest level in ukulele. The only thing that's above you is professional level. And that means that you go from 1 hour of practice a day to 5 hours of practice a day. And it's not really worth it unless you're planning on going on the road and gigging and all of that stuff. So a nice hour and a half, 30 minutes, 2 minutes, right? Something where you sit down and give yourself an opportunity to play some music on a daily basis, basically, I think would not be a very bad idea for you at all. Let me see. I am suddenly panicking. I think I may not have downloaded these songs. So give me just a second. Come, Josephine, and my flying E, B, C, D, E, F, G. I can't remember if I did or not. Sometimes I when I put them up on the server, I tried to remember to download them into my gadget here. Come, Josephine, and my flying machine. Just the old version. That's the old version, I think. Let me double check which version I gave you guys. Come, Josephine. Oh, okay. I do have the June 14th, 2020 version. Let's play that one. Maybe it's the other ones I didn't. I'm gonna go grab them real quick. I'm worried that I have a different version than you guys. So hold on. Let's talk about something. Barbara brought it up. I think it was Barb. I'm pretty sure it was you. Brought up about my gadget, and so we do have some thoughts. A lot of you guys are in these classes. You're like, if it's 3 or 4 pages, I end up with. I end up with having a hard time turning pages and keeping an eye on the music and all of this stuff. And so I'm thinking about bringing in technology to solve that problem. So let's talk about sheet music management, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good news about sheet music management is that I am aware of your problems. And so it is extremely challenging as musicians to deal with the amount of paperwork that I am spitting out like crazy. It ends up all over your house in all sorts of different piles. We do one version, then we do another version. And so I'm trying like heck to make sure that you are never bored. But because of that, it's rather challenging to handle. Just keeping the book clean and make it where it makes sense in and of itself is its own difficulty. Let me just double check here. And I apologize, I'm stalling just a little. I'm in the baritone version. So you can imagine between my computer and my stuff for the orchestra, my stuff for intro class, my stuff for next level type music, I too face the same challenges as you. And I have had to go almost to all of digital. And I will tell you, I've made some smart decisions and some really dumb decisions. And so let me tell you what I think you might want to consider and what you might not want to consider. First of all, most of the time when you are going to ukulele things, there's going to be paper involved. And so getting rid of your book altogether is going to be rather challenging. And so I would say probably, generally speaking, that would not be a goal of mine. You're probably still going to need a 3-ring binder no matter what you do. Probably. Now, if you got all kinds of time to scan all your PDFs that you get as you're going along, then good for you. But most of us don't have time to do that. And so you're going to still end up with a 3-ring binder that you're punching. And so I would love it to be able to say, yep, I was able to completely get rid of my binder. It's great. You should do what I do, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't seem to really work like that. If you knew Susie, baritone. Okay. So those of you guys who've gone to all digital, you can tell me if you have magically found a way to not do that. But the problem is you'll end up having to scan in sheets and that type of stuff. And maybe you have time to do that, and that's great. The second thing that I would say is, as a musician, you really do need to know how to play music, reach up, turn the page, and keep going. That is a skill set that we are all required to be able to do. And so getting rid of your sheet music, even those of us who are sort of designing our own lives, and we're mostly going to be doing, Tuff uke or playing on our own, we're not going to necessarily be in a group. You're still going to need to be able to do that activity. I don't know how many times I'm sitting around in the chair in the living room, printed out something that I found off the internet just to see if it works, kind of thing. So I'm sitting there playing through it, and I reach out, so that process doesn't really ever go away. So my thought is, generally speaking, it's probably a pretty good idea to get where you can turn pages and play at the same time. It's a skill set you probably need to have. Next thought on that is part of the reason you struggle in this type of setting is you're probably at your kitchen table or at a desk in your back room, and you can't, you're trying to spread out all the paper all over here so you don't have to turn pages. It's probably not the right thing to do. We do in our local orchestra here, I let them be 4 wide, but often we end up with music that's 5 or 6 wide. And so being 4 wide didn't do them a bit of good, right? They just have this really wide music stand now. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to look, but it definitely doesn't necessarily solve all the problems. And they still end up having to turn pages. So then we talk about technology. Come, Josephine, baritone. not baritone, I need the ukulele one. So let's talk technology. I thought that I was onto something here that was going to be the solution to everything, and it's not. And so let me tell you what's good and bad about this system that I use. One, you can see right now, if you go to an electronic system, there is maintenance about making sure your sheet music ends up where you're supposed to. I bought this thing. It's called a Books. Let me pull some sheet music up on here for you so you can see what it looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go here, 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 and ukulele. I'll pull up Come Josephine just so you can see what we're doing here. First of all, you can see it takes a while to find stuff. Part of that's because I can't alphabetize. Okay, but here's Come Josephine in my flying machine. You can see what it looks like. Good news and bad news. This thing, it's called a Books. Okay, Boox. I do not recommend it. Okay, but I want to tell you why. One, it's like a giant Kindle. The problem is there's no internal lighting system in this, so it's actually not very good contrast. It's not like looking at a piece of paper. It's actually kind of gray, the whole thing, which makes it pretty challenging to see. Now, if we were outside and I was conducting outside, it would be perfect. But or if I was playing music outside, it'd be perfect. But the rest of the time is kind of dark, and you'll notice that when we do night classes, I have a hard time seeing it. I have to bring in another light source, the whole thing. So it's definitely, that's one of its downsides. It's just the sheet music is hard to see. The worst part about this is it's just ridiculously slow. I mean, and as a conductor, I can't have the music be that slow. I did buy a Bluetooth foot pedal, just a generic one off of Amazon. It works pretty well, but the problem with Bluetooth is you got to stay on top of it. It takes a little bit for it to connect, and then it sometimes disconnects when you're not. One more thing, you got to charge this up. You got to charge this up, and then here's the thing: if you're going to go out and play with people, and you get there and your machine doesn't work, you're dead in the water, right? So the 3-ring binder doesn't happen with, but with electronic gadgets, they can just give up on you. And I know when I'm with the orchestra, I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. Something's going to happen hour before the concert. I'm going to have no sheet music and I want to be toast. So on stuff that I know is important, I still believe in the paper system. I am investigating about going into the iPad or Microsoft Surface or one of those. Obviously, iPad's very expensive, and most of you guys that are doing iPads really like it. But you do probably need to have a real computer pad instead of this kind of a thing, so that you can have the speed that's necessary. You're playing at high levels, and you don't have the luxury of clicking, turn the page, and then waiting for the old page to disappear and the new page to render. And that's the problem with this system here on this Books gigantic Kindle thing, is it's just too slow. iPads and Microsoft Surface and those types of things, you won't have those problems. It'll be much faster. And again, I think that's probably the way to go if you're going to go electronic. But do know you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball. If you are going into your gig and you got your iPad and you drop it and it hits the ground, you may not be doing that gig. If you drop your 3-ring binder and you got to put all the papers back in it, but you're still good to go. So I'd say consider your long-term what you think you're going to be doing. If you're just hanging out at the house playing, iPad may be the way to go. Microsoft Surface type, those types of things are maybe the way to go. I think iPad's the most expensive. Microsoft Surface is still ridiculously expensive. You do need the big one, unfortunately, because it's got to be as big as sheet music, right? You can't get the little guy unless your eyes are way better. And I know most of you, according to my YouTube back channel, most of you are not 20 anymore. And having a little tiny display is just not good enough. You probably need the bigger one. In iPad, people are using different software. So the score managers, there's a professional one, 4Score out there that they use. And then there's also, you guys have mentioned it the other day, several of you have finally or have come up with different PDF readers and that type of thing. Some of them you can use the pen on, and some not. So I'd say, as you're thinking about it, if I'm going to be out gigging, I'm not going to trust this entirely. So I'm going to still be on paper, probably. And if I am out gigging, man, oh man, I'm going to really think about, okay, what happens if my iPad or my whatever electronic gadget I pick doesn't work? And then I would say, for sure, there is no point in getting one of these unless you get a foot pedal to run the Bluetooth. So that needs to be part of your purchasing decision. So that's my thoughts on these gadgets. I think it was Barbara said, hey, what gadget are you using? I'm running just all this sheet music is driving me bananas. And so hopefully that gave you some, and I know others of you have that same question. We are moving into a world that's increasingly digital, but you're an acoustic musician, and so you have to think about how much time are you going to spend maintaining this. That's basically all I do these days is type on computers and stuff, and the little bit of time I spend chasing around music, I miss this part of it, the acoustic nature of it. So the non-digital nature. Let's see. Linda says everything I have is on my iPad, so she's an iPad fan. Vic says iPad, all in Google Drive. Oh yeah, you put it up in your Google Drive and then move current songs to the PIA score. There's a piece of software for you, Kari, which doesn't need Wi-Fi, rechargeable page turner. Yeah, okay. So Vic's got a pretty similar setting to me. Better. Don't get a books, guys. That's what I'm telling you. It seems like the right thing. You're reading it on Amazon. You're like, okay, that does everything I need to do. What it doesn't say is this is slow as molasses, and so that's the problem with it. Valerie made it in, Cindy, and besides, all the binders with music on your bookshelves are great conversation pieces at cocktail parties. Then we can have the cocktail parties again. Yeah, exactly. I had all of those binders too. I have reached a point where it's become unmanageable for me. But do know that the internet will provide you with unlimited amounts of paper. You probably don't need to have all of that paper. You need to have the songs you're working on now and songs that you used to work on. But you probably don't need that pile of songs you want to work on someday. Put it in the trash can. And then when that day comes, there will be more and better paper on the internet waiting for you there. Let's see. I've just used Dropbox, but wondering if something is more useful. Dropbox is fine, right? You keep all your stuff organized there, and that way it is available. In the event you were to drop your iPad and get into a lake, right? You can run over, buy another iPad, and all of your stuff's still in Dropbox. So that works. I use it in Dropbox. Dropbox is cheap. I have I have a couple of different servers, and yeah, so that stuff works. Love my Surface laptop and tablet combined. Yeah, Microsoft Surface, right, Barbara? So Barbara, that gave you hopefully a little bit of a conversation about it. I have gone digital. When I get ready to go back into real life again, I will have to replace this thing with an actual iPad, I'm afraid. Just be aware there are consequences to that as well. All right, let's do Come Josephine and My Fly Machine. It's on the ukulele version. It is easy chords, guys. So there's only one thing you got to really know how to do. Baritone players, you're going to play your C chord, you're going to play your G7, right? And you're going to play an A minor right there, and you're going to play a C diminished. What the heck is that? Ukulele players, you're sitting right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've talked about diminished chords a bit, and they show up a lot in Tin Pan Alley music. And the fun part about them, okay, they're all the same shape. You just have to find the one that sounds the best for your ukulele at the given time. So, okay, that's a different sound. That's the sound we're going to use. No. Oh, there's the same sound right there. Okay, so generally speaking with diminished chords, we use them up to about 4th or 5th fret, and then we come back down and restart. It's always the same shape. And in this case, for ukulele players, you're here. Okay, and I don't remember off the top of my head baritone players. I think you're right here. I think you're this one and this one, I think. And then that's the only weird chord in here. And then if you look on page 2, I believe, see right now I'm waiting for my Bluetooth to connect. It's just more of the same. So the chords are not difficult here. And baritone players, you should probably make me sound fabulous. Now, some of you guys did this song with us earlier in the year. Some of you have done it here with the local orchestra. This is a delightful tune. This is real. He's just in love with this young lady, and they're going to go for a fly in their flying machine. And when you look at the date, 1910, air travel was a new thing, right? And so it's very, very quaint and very, very sweet, and kind of fun to think about the fact that there was a day when flying was a cool idea, was a new thing. Hey, Critter. So let's go through, play it. We don't need to play through all the different ways because this one's pretty straightforward, okay? 1, 2, 3. Stop there for just a second. Some of you may be challenged when we get to, let's look at the last chord of measure 5. Okay, you've got your G7 and you got your 5. Okay, now because I know the next chord, the next melody note is right here, I went ahead and arranged it with the pinky on 5. Okay, however, if this is too hard to get to, you can actually improve the quality of the overall sound by doing your high G7. But it's harder to play that way, right? So if this is too much, if holding this G7 and reaching up with your pinky is too hard, because maybe your fingers are shorter or you're just not quite stretched out like you need to be yet, you got 2 choices. You can just play the 5, up, she goes, just abandon the chord, go play the 5, come back, or you can put in the high G7, she goes, but you're going to have to rush back to get this melody note. You are holding it down here, but it doesn't sound particularly good. Up, she goes, right? So it's right there, and then it's not really a lot of a chord underneath there. So I've given you the ideal situation. Hold the G7, put your pinky up here. That's going to sound the best, but if you're struggling with that, you do have to think about a couple of choices. Let's go on from measure 9. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Here's this diminished shape. Get it on. 2, 2, 3, 3. Go. Diminished chord. High G7 with your pinky on 7. Let's go back to the top. When we get down to measures 16 and 17, you know you have those 2 C chords in a row with 2 beats after each of those. Use your arpeggio skills. Up she goes. Right, so add in some extra notes there. There she goes. Okay, add in some extra notes there. See if you can do it. Okay, from the top, second time through. 1, 2, 3. second ending, high G7. And you want to let that ride. When we worked with the orchestra, this was a big problem. Let it ring out and then go. And then your high C. Okay. So the big idea here is come Josephine in my flying machine, going up all on good. Bye, bum, 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 bum. So she's actually flying off they're flying off together to romance. Okay, so that's a fun song. Let's play the baritone version of it and switch it up. See if we bring it down to a little more deep sounding version of this. Let's see how it affects it. I think it's absolutely perfect on ukulele. So let's find out what happens when we move it over to baritone, and ukulele players are playing our accompaniment. See if it sounds as cool. Come Josephine. The nice part about this tune, I think, is 1910. The world is getting out of control, right? I mean, they're having young ladies are going out on the town. They are having a good time. They are drinking alcohol. They have jobs. They have money. Things are going just losing. Things are getting different, and they got about 20 years of wildness before in comes prohibition, the stock market crash, all this stuff. So this is this moment, and they just invented airplanes, and the world has gone crazy. And you can imagine if you were an older person at that time that this would maybe have been a bit much, right? The other nice thing is ukuleles have arrived on the mainland. Not quite yet. It was about 1915 when they became a thing, and so this piece would not have been thought, would not have had ukulele on it. But boy, doesn't it work nice on ukulele? Let's give it a try. Baritone version, same thing. I think it's note for note identical, just in a different key. Ukulele players, you got your G chord, D7. Remember, when you're playing on chords, you can play the open, easy one. Let the melody players take care of all the rest. You don't need to do the fancy D7. And E minor, okay, that's yours, E minor on ukulele. And you won't be able to do the same diminished shape. I think it's back here. I don't remember. I don't have my diminished shapes memorized, but I'm pretty sure it's back here. And then on page, that's it. That's all your chords. Okay. All right. Let's give it a try. And if you get to a chord you don't know, what do you do? Nothing. Right? You just let it go. Just let it go. Just eat it from the top. 1, 2, 3. I messed up. Let's go to measure 17. 1, 2, 3. To the top. Go. $15 baritone players. 15. That's your other G note, or, right? That's your high G. Isn't that lovely? That's a totally sweet song. Love that. Tin Pan Alley is taking off. It's becoming a thing. Been at it about 20 years, cranking out sheet music like a bunch of goons, and just delightful piece of music. One of my favorites, oddly. Everything I play is my favorite. Just delightful piece of music. One of my favorites, oddly. Everything I play is my favorite, right? You guys are getting that fit. So if you knew Susie, let's go play that. Grab your baritone version first. Since I'm in the baritone folder here, let's grab If You Knew Susie for baritone. Dun, 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 there you are. So If You Knew Susie, this is a lot harder song to play. And so a lot more stuff going on here, a little bit more to study. So let's walk through it. I'll walk through it on baritone, but ukulele players, your skill set will be the same. So again, you're in the key, your good key, right? Okay. With a song like this, a little bit more gadgety, a little bit more stuff in it. You're going to see, especially in Tin Pan Alley music, pay attention to how seventh chords are used. They're all over the place in this type of music. They're creating a lot of tension, a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, with the idea of continuously bringing them over into turning them into the main idea. And so seventh chords become a super fun thing to study when you're looking at Tin Pan Alley. Let's look at 0003 to get us started. So you're going to do this shape. And that's a diminished chord there. That's your F diminished. But you hear the tension already. D7. And you're going to feel like that's going to resolve into something, but they trick us and they go into the high G, D7. Okay. Bang. Now, the story here is Susie is a handful, and Susie makes she's just sweet and polite and lovely when she's out in public, and behind the scenes, she's a maniac, right? I don't know if any of you have ever met any people like this. I almost said any women like that. If you've ever met somebody like this who's just trouble behind the scenes, in public, they make a pretty good impression of themselves, but behind the scenes, you're like, oh God, this person. In fact, they go for a drive out to Yonkers, and guess who ends up walking back? Our poor narrator, and Susie drives back. And so it's unclear whether our narrator loves Susie or not, but he or she definitely thinks Susie is a handful. So you're here. Okay, you get that nice big thing. Take advantage of that fermata. If, and then regular 003, you, pinky. Change it to 2. Isn't that fun? Not easy to play, but a ton of music in there. E minor. Diminished chord shows up again. You hear that tension, very classic Tin Pan Alley, and we are lucky. Our ukuleles, our baritones, they are diminished machines. Doesn't that sound cool? That sounds exactly like what you'd want it to sound. On a piano, they kind of sound like blank. They're all kind of, they don't have that sense of coolness about them. But on your instrument, you get it. 101, and then 11. If you're singing this, oh, what a girl, right? That's what that little, the slur is in measure 12. Oh, 2, 3, 4, oh, 2, 3, 4, oh, what a girl. So your voice is going to trail off. And on ukulele, you can kind of get a sense of that. It's hard to do slurs on ukulele, but right. So make sure that pulls through over the measure. You see all that ties and all that stuff. Wah wah is what you're after. And then it's the main idea repeats at measure 12, the pickup, and then go to 13. Go. This is a D7, but the melody note's on 3. Got a D augmented. Augmented notes are on a piano. They're easy to explain. In reality, you're not going to run it into that many, so you don't really need to study this. But they come up. It's one more way to add tension into the song. Okay, and so they're going to go 0 0 through 3. You don't get the tension until you hit that top string, and then listen to how it resolves. Get to that high 2 and then measure 21. Okay, so take your 2, slide it up to 5. Put the high G7, and then I also added in a tremolo. Okay, make that as long as you need to make it sound cool. I don't do much tremolos. I don't really like them, but I know a lot of. You're a ukulele player. You like tremolos. Come on. Okay, back to the main idea. Got a bar on 24, and that should probably be an 8 on the second string rather than a 3 on the first string. So measure 24, 8 on the second string rather than a 3 on the first string. Since you're going to hold that bar the whole time, just better to use your pinky there. A chord with pinky on 5 or D chord with pinky on 5. Now, here's another one. There's a big stretch here. It'll be cool if you can do it. If you can't do it, just don't worry about the bar. But your goal is to hold the bar on 2 and get your pinky all the way up to 7. Here's what's kind of fun. If you ever watch Jake Shimabukuro play, you'll see this going on, right? This is his chord shape. And why is he doing that? Why, dude, you can play anything you want. Why are you stretching these chords out all crazy all around the fretboard? To get yourself a unique sound. This is not possible on guitar. It's impossible. But we can do it on ukulele, right? And so we get a chance to have a little bit different tonality, a little bit different voicing. To do that. Piano can do it, right? Because their chords are over here, melodies all over here. They got no problem doing that. But on fretted instruments, that's kind of hard to do. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, just play the 7, 5. Okay. Let's play on from 27. Ready, play. Oops. You got your high G, D7 or G7 at 28. And then main idea again. Okay, last hard thing in this song, you can go all the way up to 8 at 14, major 14. You're going to be all the way up on 8 with your, I hate this fretboard, 5, 7, 8. Okay, boom, you got a C minor way up the neck. The melody's way up the neck, so you got to go with this C minor. Okay, and then back to your high D7 or G7. Another diminished. Okay, that's it. That's all you got. Okay, a lot of fun stuff in this piece. Let's go ahead and go back to measure 4. This is the second time through. We're just going to play it through. I'm on baritone. You're on ukulele. Get your chords as close as you can. The ones you don't know, you just skip. Right? Hope your ukulele rings through into the next chord. 1 from measure 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Second ending. Super cute little tune. That's the baritone version. Let's go grab the ukulele version. Same exact skill set, same exact idea, different key, and let's give it a try. And I'm sorry I'm keeping you over time here, but I know I want to play through it real fast. So we'll just play through it one time on ukulele, and you'll forgive me for taking you too late into your day. All right, ukulele, If You Knew Susie, from the top, one time through. There's the problem with this system. It's too slow. E, F, G, H. Here we go. One time through. Best shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Keep going. Sorry. Way up on 8. Second ending. I love that song. You could do a 12, 12, 12, 15 if you wanted. Don't do that. You could do that. It's a gadgety song, so hopefully it's fun for you. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. 2 awesome, crazy songs that you can get away with getting it close, getting it fast, doing it silly, being whatever, and you got the right instrument for it. So there. Hope you're having a fun time today. Be careful out there. If you got 2 shots, like I can't remember who got their second shot. Was it somebody got the second shot? Then you can go over to the frat house. Otherwise, be careful. Practice. Gotta do it, guys. Show up here. This is the only place I know that you can get this stuff, so keep coming around here. I love having you. And if you're logged in, if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button, it's supposed to be helpful. So, and if you're not a member of JollyRogerUkulele.com, you're making a mistake. Go over there. There's so much good music on there these days. You want to have all of it. So that's what your iPad's for. So there you go. Get some money out. Get some of your investment back on your iPad. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Where did I leave off here? Let's see. Baritone sounds really nice. Doesn't it sound fun? It's a fun addition to your arsenal. One more thing to try, right? Cindy says fast on the ukulele. Yeah, we knock it out, right? Stuff like this you want to try to play fast. You practice it slow until you can play it, and then you play fast. Linda's into the Tin Pan Alley. I'm into the Tin Pan Alley too. Thanks for being here, Evelyn, Sandy. Good to see you. Barbara, fun. I need. We all know a Susie. We all have a Susie. If you don't know a Susie, you are the Susie. Vic, good to see you. Thanks for everything. Amy, good to see you. Pauline, you bet. No, you bet. Linda, good to see you. The other Linda, good to see you. Janice, have a great day. Nancy, yep, you're welcome. Elizabeth, you bet. Patricia, Patricia, you're welcome. Ronnie, have a great day. You too. Enjoy New Mexico. They're fun songs, right? Kari, you bet. Guys, have a wonderful day. I'm going to pull the plug. Play it slow to learn it. Play it fast to play it if you can. And I'll see all y'all. I'll see all y'all mañana. Tin Pan Alley Tuesdays forever. Not a bad idea, Valerie. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I have to think about that one. All right, gonna yank the plug. Have a great day.